Hey everybody, it's John from the Hustle Daily Show. Before we get into the show today, did you know that HubSpot launched an AI chatbot that helps you build awesome campaigns at scale with just a few prompts? It's called Campaign Assistant, and it's a totally free-to-use AI tool made for marketers and business leaders who spend hours a day on content creation. Campaign Assistant will transform the way that you build marketing campaigns at scale. Craft personalized emails, ads, and landing pages in just a matter of minutes. Just pick the content type, add the key selling points, and let the AI take it from there. And the best part, it works seamlessly with all of HubSpot's marketing and sales tools to scale your output across email, social, and more. So AI your way into the most effective campaigns yet at HubSpot.com/campaign-assistant.
Howdy folks, it is Monday, May 8th. I'm Jacob Cohen, and you're listening to The Hustle Daily Show. Today we've got a quick-hitting, eyebrow-raising, rapid news rundown for you to start your week off on the right foot or the left foot, however you choose. We're also talking about how trends in houseplant, yes, houseplant prices may make you soil yourself. But first, let's talk about what else is going on in the world of business and tech. Let's get crack-a-lacking. All right, first things first. High interest rates, inflation, banking crisis, not a problem. April's job numbers were pretty good. The U.S. added 253,000 jobs with a 3.4% unemployment rate, matching a 54-year low. Elsewhere in market news, maybe you're in the market for a used car. This decade remains a historically bad time to buy one, but it's now slightly less bad. Prices declined 3% last month, the first time values have gone down this year. Moving along to AI in AI. Hardee's and Carl's Jr. will pilot AI voice bots for drive-through automation. AI vendors say increased speed and order accuracy will boost fast food margins, but an AI test McDonald's ran last year was 15% below the chain's accuracy standard. So we'll see how the tech moves play out now that it's had some time to work out the kinks. Elsewhere, Amazon plans to generate photos and videos for advertisers on its platform using AI. The company also, by the way, debuted its TikTok-like Inspire shopping feed in its app for all customers across the U.S. Up next, no Yeezy way out for Adidas. The company remains in limbo 7 months after cutting ties with Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. With $1.3 billion worth of Yeezy-branded inventory in warehouses, the losses are also piling up. Shoe sales are down $441 million to start the year. And here's what ails us. Molson Coors has answered approximately nobody's prayers with its new Miller High Life bar snack truffles, which are beer-infused, bar menu-inspired chocolates. Flavors include grilled cheese, lemon pepper, chicken wing, buttery popcorn, and sweet potato fry. Maybe we'll try them. We'll keep an open mind. But up next in the food department, we've got $5 billion financing for the foot long. Yes, Subway, valued at more than $10 billion, has been seeking a sale since at least February, and advisor JP Morgan is now offering a $5 billion debt financing package to help sweeten the deal. That's a lot of bread. And Subway is quite large. Despite closing a net of 3,200 domestic stores between 2020 and 2023, Subway still leads U.S. restaurants with nearly 20,600 stores. Starbucks in second place has 16,000. All right, let's keep it moving. Warner Brothers Discovery is still bleeding money, approximately $1.1 billion in Q1 alone. But hey, at least its streaming business turned a profit for the first time. HBO Max and Discovery Plus, the pieces of the soon-to-be merged Max platform, made $50 million in Q1. Very nice. Meanwhile, Hollywood mega-producer Taylor Sheridan's cowboy dramas and Cattle, yes, Cattle, have been, well, a literal cash cow for Paramount to the tune of more than $500 million annually, according to the Wall Street Journal. Costs for Sheridan's productions have included $500,000 in spending per minute of the first season of the show 1923. Costs have also included renting Sheridan's $25 per cow cattle herd and up to $50,000 a week to film on Sheridan's 266,000-acre 4-6s ranch in Texas, which he bought in 2022 for more than $341 million. Talk about vertical integration, am I right? Meanwhile, in Hollywood, yet again, Marvel is printing money as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 opened with a huge $282 million in the global box office. Moving along, New York City isn't wasting any time solving its heaping £24 million per day trash problem. And with a new $1.6 million 95-page study, a great read, by the way, the city may have bagged a solution with a process known as waste containerization. The biggest drawback to the potential plan, it could get rid of 150,000 or 10% of New York's residential parking spots. Oh, and cost hundreds of $millions at a minimum. So we'll see if it happens, but it is interesting. Also, our listeners across the pond are closing up a big holiday weekend today with King Charles' coronation and ceremonies. The cost of this weekend's proceedings are estimated to run in the 50 million to 100 million pound range, or it's equivalent to around $63 million to $125 million for reference. So it's obviously a lot, but the impact on the local economy is expected to be tremendously positive, according to the BBC. With the holiday weekend, the UK's leisure industry, for instance, is expecting some royal treatment of its own by way of a £350 million boost. Also, this is funny, Hasbro's new and updated Generations edition of The Game of Life is out for blood. The classic board game unfolds differently for players of each generation, with Gen Z and millennials getting $10,000 penalties for college debt. Baby boomers, meanwhile, pay nothing. And I think this is great. It'll definitely bring families together, maybe in holding cells, but together nonetheless. And in other news, here's an interesting question. How many zeros would you shell out to feel less zeroed out? Nearly 8 in 10 Americans say they've experienced burnout at work, according to Deloitte. Fortunately, at least for those with loads of cash to burn, burnout is increasingly a problem you can throw money at. And all this widespread burnout is now reportedly driving the expansion of specialized clinics. Very, very expensive specialized clinics. As Ben wrote about in today's newsletter, Lux burnout retreats, as they're known, are on the rise, with rehab-esque programs treating stress popping up around the globe, according to Bloomberg Businessweek. And the founder of one with clinics in Bali and Barbados said admission for burnout has risen 600% since March 2020, with many clients seeking concurrent treatment for PTSD, substance abuse, and depression. Starting prices there run between $30,000 and $55,000 a week. And many of these ultimate burnout spas range from $5,000 to $10,000 a week. One we've learned about even costs up to $133,000 a week. How about that? And last but not least, any chance you want a motorcycle previously owned by Elvis Presley? Sure you do. We want to spend an estimated $800,000 or more on it when it goes up for auction in Indianapolis next week? Sure you don't. So in today's newsletter, we link to a $35 bathroom tile from Presley's Hawaiian honeymoon suite on eBay instead. And feel free to check that out. And with that, let's get to today's main story. So I'll be honest, I think for me it would be hard to find someone who just doesn't like a good houseplant. Sure, it might be easy to find someone who's not good at taking care of one, but most people, I feel like, enjoy a good houseplant. Perhaps more people than ever. The thing is, as our love for houseplants grows, so are their prices. And in today's newsletter, Juliet wrote about how plant lovers' spending is going up, and sometimes at unbelievable price points. In 2021, for instance, a white variegated Rhaphidophora tetrasperma auctioned for $19,200 in New Zealand. And as Juliet wrote, "Here I thought my $25 lemon lime prayer plant was a splurge." And ain't that the truth? Anyway, according to the Washington Post, purveyors of rare foliage are dropping big bucks and engaging in bidding wars for the most coveted plants. But unlike the biblical baby that revealed Solomon's wisdom, they can be split in half. One collector, for instance, has turned propagation into a side hustle, selling their replantable clippings on Etsy. Yet even more common plants have shot up in price as demand has increased. As you could probably have guessed, houseplants surged in popularity amid the pandemic as people stuck mostly inside craved nature and new hobbies. In 2020, sales for potted foliage increased 23%, according to Business Insider. And in 2021, the plant growing industry was worth $16 billion. One thing we wondered, Why do plants have such staying power? And the answer, according to some, is not the most uplifting thing you'll hear all day. Some say it's because we're kind of sad. Younger plant parents, for instance, many of which are probably locked out of home ownership, love houseplants because they don't have yards. And an essay in The Independent chalked it up to career instability and delayed parenthood of human children, of course, not succulents. But here's the less grim news, I think. On TikTok, the hashtag PlantTalk has 4.5 billion views, and particularly winsome plants like the philodendron pink princess can become instant sensations. Now, the same is true of seasonal plants. In 2021, pumpkin farmer Mark Craven told The Hustle that the Pinterests and Martha Stewarts of the world influence which varieties are hot every Halloween. Very interesting stuff. But to end off today, here's a fun fact. One of the most expensive plants is the bonsai tree, which can endure for centuries with proper maintenance. And get this, at a 2011 convention in Japan, a stunning white pine sold for $1.3 million. Now, this is not investment advice, but maybe just for today, you should stop looking at your stocks and just take a look at the stuff in the park down the block or right in your backyard. And bada bing, bada boom, that's going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in to The Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor today is Ezra Trupiano. Our executive producer is Darren Clarke. We've got a lot more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, you can sign up at thehustle.co/email. Hope you have an awesome Monday. Great start to the week. Catch you tomorrow.
Let me tell you about a show that I've been loving lately. It's called Entrepreneurs on Fire. It's hosted by the incredible John Lee Dumas. It's available now on the HubSpot Podcast Network. Entrepreneurs on Fire stokes inspiration and shares strategies to fire up your entrepreneurial journey and create the life that you've always dreamed of. I'm a big fan of this podcast. It has energy, it has value, and it's all about learning about entrepreneurship. I was just listening to an episode the other day. JLD interviewed Jay Rogers, who was such a wealth of information. He kind of went into how entrepreneurship chooses you. You don't necessarily choose it, and that failure only happens when you stop trying to win. A lot of gems in this one, so I highly recommend checking out that particular episode along with the rest. So go listen to Entrepreneurs on Fire wherever you get your podcasts. Hey guys, if you listen to the Hustle Daily Show on Google Podcasts, we want to let you know that the option will no longer be available pretty soon. Google is sunsetting its podcast app sometime in early 2024 in favor of YouTube Music, and we want to give you a heads up before it's too late, since that time's almost here. The Hustle Daily Show is available everywhere and anywhere that you listen to podcasts, like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you're using YouTube Music, we are there as well. If you're an Android fan, there are plenty of apps like Overcast, Pocket Casts, Player FM, and more. So just search for us wherever you decide to listen to your favorite podcasts.